Talk about a badass team, guys. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Game of Thrones recap, Season 7, Episode 5, Eastwatch. If you guys are new to the videos, there are going to be a lot of spoilers of the episode, so if you've not seen the episode, please go watch it and come back and let's talk all about it. Alright guys, so what an episode we had last night. Man, it was just full of setting up for the penultimate episode of next week, which is called Death is the Enemy. If you've seen the preview for next week's episode, you know why. But this one wasn't as quite as, last week's episode was still my favorite. But this one was, like I said, still great, had a lot of great moments. So obviously I want to start off with where we left off last week, where Jaime and Bronn actually surfaced from the water. And we find out they survived, but they're not with everybody else. I thought they were going to be captured and stuff. But I guess when Bronn, I guess got Jaime or whatever, he swam him, under the water to the other side of the river or whatever that was, to safety, and he saved his life once again. But man, Jaime looked shook up, and we saw him a little bit later with Cersei saying, "You know what? We are fucked. Yeah, we got to do something because that dragon did all that damage, and it was just one of them, and plus she has the army and all this stuff." So, man, I thought they were going to get captured, but the two guys who did get captured were the Tarlys, and they actually got barbecued by Drogon. But man, watching that scene, I was just I found my hands really sweating. I was like, oh my god, I was really nervous for some odd reason, even though I don't really know these characters. The dad of Sam, we've seen him before, but I don't know, I was just really sweating, really nervous, the way Tyrion was going back and forth with Daenerys, this is gonna be the last of his, name of his house. He even told Dickon, hey man, we already lost one family in this war, we don't want to lose another one, just bend the knee, and he didn't, and Drogon burnt them to a crisp, guys. That was intense. But let's go on to the next scene, which was, I believe, looking at my notes, Jon and Drogon. So we finally get a scene with Jon and a dragon, and it was so cool. Last week, we saw the preview for this episode. I was like, man, I hope he has some kind of interaction with the dragon, so Daenerys can kind of get a hint, oh man, maybe he's part Targaryen or whatever. But I'm pretty sure she's not questioning that. She's just kind of shocked, what the heck, Jon's touching this dragon, But man, I really love that scene. It was just so cool to see that. Hopefully he gets a dragon of his own. But then Ser Jorah comes back out of nowhere. If it was an episode in the previous seasons, he would take the whole season to get back. But if you guys noticed, this season's kind of been more rapid fire and stuff like that because it is wrapping up. But it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I like that because we get everything right away, But yeah, guys, he comes back, and then obviously he says, hey, can I serve with you, my queen, or whatever. She says yes, and obviously Jon tells him hey, I served with your father. So that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool scene, and yeah, let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, then we see Bran, obviously with his powers. He's looking at the White Walkers, and then obviously the White Walker looks at him, and I guess he broke his spell or whatever he was doing. Maybe they can go back and forth or something. That would be pretty cool. But he says, you know what, we need to send ravens because this is too important. So finally Jon gets a raven with all the information. Then Arya's back, alive, and then Bran is alive, and then that obviously the army of the dead of the White Walkers are going to Eastwatch. So that's when they all talk and they make up their plan. Hey, you know what? How could we do this? And then Tyrion says, you know what? I can make my sister kind of do. I was gonna say a parlay, but I don't. That's pirate's term. Let's just stop. Let's meet and let's see this thing. Believe us. So they came up with the whole little plan, and I thought it was really interesting. Hopefully it works, but I don't know. Knowing Game of Thrones, something's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen next week, but. And then plus that's the penultimate episode, so man, everything's coming up really quick. So but anyways, back to the episode, guys. Obviously, like I said, we get the ravens and all that stuff, but also we get to see Sam talking to the maester, saying hey, you know what, because they get a raven as well, and they're talking about it, and then Sam's you know what, believe them, this is real, I've killed one. I don't think he said that, but He was trying to get him to believe, and the Maester's like, you know what, like screw you. So with that being said, let's go on to the next few scenes. Then we head to Winterfell, where we see Arya and Sansa. Sansa kind of dealing with all the people of the North, saying, you know what, Jon's like, I think they get a raven back or something, but they're discussing what Jon is going to do. Like, I think he's going to go to Eastwatch, and they're just like saying like, no, we need him here, blah blah blah. They kind of say, you know what, we'll follow you, Sansa. And Sansa's like, you know what, no, we need to wait back. Like, we need to wait until Jon comes back. And then Arya says, they like that, but they have this conversation in their mom's and dad's room, and then they have a little back and forth of saying, hey, you know what, like, you've always wanted nice things, blah blah blah, kind of saying to Arya to Sansa, saying, you know what, like, kind of be careful, like, right now, like, because you can mess things up. But yeah, hopefully none of that happens. Hopefully Sansa, like, just doesn't betray her brother or whatever, and like takes over as queen of the North, but man, with the Littlefinger's game, I don't know what he's trying to set up, but I hope that Arya is smarter than that. And I don't know who's gonna kill Littlefinger. Now I believe that he has to go, because he's just like planning something, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. He's trying to put the sisters against each other, and I don't like it. So with that being said, guys, let's go to the next scene, which is, looking at my notes, I believe it's Jaime and Tyrion. So guys, I think this whole episode was full of great scenes. Like I said, the Jon and Drogon scene, and then the last scene, obviously, with the Magnificent Seven, but this scene, I mean, with Jaime and Tyrion, when they get to meet, because obviously Sir Davos like smuggles them in, and Bronn actually tricks Jaime into, like, thinking they're gonna spar, like it's gonna spar or whatever, they're gonna train. So we actually get a scene with Jaime and Tyrion, and man, like, Tyrion's my favorite character. So him, coming to his brother like, hey man, like, I needed to see you, like, blah blah blah. They have their little back and forth, and you still, like, even after everything he's been through, Tyrion, like, you still see that he's still, like, hurt because he wasn't loved by his dad and stuff like that, and like he was a little monster and stuff like that. And even Jaime, like, he's like on the verge of, like, I don't want to say tears or anything, but you can tell he wants to like be okay with his brother, like like Jaime always really liked Tyrion, and I love that dynamic of that relation. I think they're my two favorite characters. Maybe Tyrion is my first favorite character, but I don't know about Jaime. He's probably in my top 5. But anyways, that scene was great, and hopefully that was enough for Jaime to go to Cersei and convince her. And then he does. He goes to Cersei and says, you know what, this happened, but she already knows. I guess Bronn told Cersei, like, hey, like, this is happening, and Cersei allowed it, so that was pretty cool. I thought she was gonna, like, if she found out, she was gonna, like, trap Tyrion and, like, kill him and stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe, like, there's a side of Cersei that says, you know what, let's kind of take things slow. And she said, like, let's take things slow and stuff like that. And then it's revealed, obviously, that she's, like, pregnant or whatever. But let's go on to the next scene. Alright, guys, then we get the return of Gendry. And I was wondering, you know what, where's Robert's bastard son at? And there was, like, memes and stuff like that online. But we finally get his return. And he's there right where we first saw him in the season 1. He's in the same shop, doing the whole iron working and stuff like that. I forget what it was. He's a blacksmith, I believe. And Sir Davos, he goes there and says, hey, you know what, like, I need you, like, let's go. And then Gendry's like, alright, cool, let's go. He picks up his hammer. The hammer's badass, and obviously they take out the 2 guards and stuff like that. Sorry. But then we get a big scene with Jon and Gendry finally, like, meeting, and for the first time. And it's pretty cool because they're both bastards. They're both kind of like the last of their houses as well. Gendry is. So it was a cool little back and forth that we saw from them. I really like that scene as well. Hey, like, you're leaner, and he's like, oh, you're shorter. That was a cool little back and forth. But it was cool to see Gendry, and he's actually going to be part of that team that's going to go to Eastwatch with Jon. So, man, what an amazing team. I keep saying that, but yeah, then we get Tyrion and what's his name, Ser Jorah. I guess Tyrion gives him a little coin back from season 5, saying, hey, I think that's the last time they saw each other, actually. So they have a little goodbye, and then Jorah says goodbye to I keep calling her Cersei, Daenerys, and Daenerys is like, oh, we should be used to saying goodbye now and stuff. But then that's when Jon says goodbye to Daenerys, and, like, Daenerys just has this look at him, like, man, like, I want you or something, and Jon's just like, okay, peace, like, best and luck of wishes in your wars and stuff like that. But then they go to Eastwatch, guys, and with that team, there's Gendry, Jon Snow, Ser Jorah, and then they meet up with I forget the wildling's name. I think it's Bronn or something like that, but we have another Bronn, so I get them mixed up. But we have them in a little scene, you know, going back and forth, saying, "Are you crazy? Like, why do you want to do this?" and stuff like that. But then it's revealed that the Mountain and his men are right there as well, and they have a little back and forth, and we get a little scene that, like, you know, like, these guys don't like each other, you know, like, all this stuff has happened between the last seasons, but they have to work together because they're going beyond the wall. And then we get that beautiful shot, guys. I actually did a video with the Justice League song Come Together, and all the clips I can find of those guys together, and it's up on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. But I had so much fun doing that. But I don't know, that last part of the episode, like when they're getting everybody together, it's just, I don't know, it just gave me like this sense of like happiness or something. But let's go ahead and wrap up this recap, guys, with the outro, and let me know your thoughts. Well, let's just end it here. Let me know your thoughts on the episode real quick. I'm kind of trying to be quick because I don't know if you guys can hear a vacuum in the background, but I live with family, so but let me know what you guys thought of the episode. What do you guys think is gonna happen next week? I know all shit's gonna hit the fan everywhere, and it looks great, guys, and it's, man, just 2 more episodes. And man, and also real quick, I just saw my notes, Sam leaves the Citadel, and I don't know where he's going. Hopefully he goes back to the Wall or something. I really want him to reunite with Jon, but like I said, let me know your thoughts on the comment section down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next Monday, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy Game of Thrones. Until next time, guys, I'll see you at the movies. Later.